or Horseman's Western Shore, where we picked up just a little over a half an inch of rain so far since midnight. You can see the storm itself starting to work its way just to the west of Galveston Bay. It's about 20-30 miles southwest of Galveston, and continues to move off towards the north and east. Heavy rain out ahead of this, and that's what we've been seeing overnight, some of these bands coming in. Another strong band of some rain still off the coast. That's going to be slow moving in, so we'll see it maybe a little bit later on this morning. But out ahead of this one main band here has been some isolated bands of some pretty heavy rainfall. Here's the 4 o'clock update. Winds are at 70 miles an hour. It is now moving to the north-northeast at about 9 miles per hour. So it's still moving at a pretty good pace. It's down a little bit from the last update, where it was moving north-northeast at about 10. Here's the latest track from the Hurricane Center. It takes it up towards Houston around 1 o'clock this afternoon. Winds at 50 miles an hour, then brings it into southeast Texas early tomorrow morning, late tonight, with winds at about 35 miles per hour. And then as we get into Wednesday afternoon, it'll shift over into southwest Louisiana. Once it gets close to the Sabine River or over top of us, most of the rain will be off towards our east. So we're expecting the rain could be heavy at times throughout the day today, and then as we get into late tonight into tomorrow, that rain should shift to the east and we should start to dry out a little bit. Not expecting a lot of rain on Wednesday and the rest of the week as this thing kind of slowly pushes into parts of southwest Louisiana. Looks like it could stick around into Thursday over into parts of southwestern Louisiana, south central Louisiana. But like I said, with the rain on the east side of this, that doesn't mean we're going to get a ton of rain here. We're expecting still about 5 to maybe 10 inches in some spots. Here's current radar, and for the most part, it's moderate to light rainfall. We have a few pockets of heavier rainfall where you're seeing a little bit of the yellow. We'll take you down to the Gulf of Mexico. That's that big batch of some very heavy rain. It's been slowly trying to work its way northward. It's being pushed by the center of the storm, which is just south there of Fredwood, and just towards the west of Galveston. But this stuff will slowly try to work its way up towards us this morning. We're not going to see a big push of heavy rain push through the area here over the next hour or so. This stuff is slowly moving towards the north. As we look at rainfall totals so far, this is over the last 12 hours. Up in the lakes, maybe half an inch or so, and then down around the triangle, basically from, say, Lumberton southward, we've been seeing anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rainfall over the last 12 hours. A couple of pockets where you might see a little bit more than maybe 2 inches, but for the most part, 1 to 2 inches. Not a lot of rain so far with this. The heavy stuff still down into the Gulf of Mexico, and we could see some of those heavier amounts come in later on for this morning. Overall, anywhere between about 3 and 7 inches of rainfall, with maybe some isolated spots picking up close to 10 inches of rainfall across the area. So I think we can handle that amount of rain. It's these bands that come in, and if they would drop something, maybe 3-4 inches of rain in a short amount of time, that's where we could run into some flash flooding. And we'll be watching for that. We do have a flash flood watch out that goes until 6 o'clock. You can see down there in the red down towards Galveston Bay, where the center of the storm is. They're under a flash flood warning right now, where they've been picking up some very heavy rainfall here over the last couple of hours or so. As far as winds are concerned, generally right now between about 15 and 25. We had one gust earlier that I saw out of Municipal Airport in Beaumont with 41. That's with one of those bands coming through. But generally it's been between about 15 and 25 miles per hour. The heavier winds, of course, down towards Houston and Galveston, 39 to 43 there, where they've been seeing a little bit closer to the center of the storm. We do have a tropical storm warning out. We could see wind gusts still upwards of 35, maybe 40 miles per hour as the storm gets a little bit closer towards us later on this afternoon. So we'll be watching for that. And right now we're just continuing to watch the radar bring in these bands of some heavier rain. Right now we don't have any bands over top of us. We had that one go through earlier. We do have some of that heavier rain, but that's still down into the Gulf of Mexico. A little bit of pockets of heavy rain here and there. I want to show you Futurecast. Futurecast shows pretty heavy rain off and on throughout the day today, and then here comes the center of the storm. Looks like it's going to ride right along I-10 and then push over into parts of southwest Louisiana overnight. So by tomorrow morning, most of the rain should be off towards the east. We don't have to deal with too much in the way of rain. Looks like Wednesday, Thursday into Friday. Forecast for today, still we have rain heavy at times. We got that flash flood watch out. Southeasterly winds at 20 to 30. We could see some gusts higher than that as the storm gets a little bit closer. Temperatures in the lower 80s today. And then for tonight, still more rain in the forecast. Things will start to taper down though, and temperatures will be back down into the lower 70s.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Jeff. Now, of course, we want to be your eyes and ears out there on the roadways. We're hoping that you just stay hunkered down and safe inside your homes. Right now, out in our storm tracker, 12 News' Dominique Lay. She's ready to show us how the conditions are looking out on our roadways. Good morning, Dominique.
Good morning, Tracy. So yes, you can definitely tell that there's a storm coming. It's on the way. Since this morning, the rain has been pretty steady. Right now, me and the photographer, we're out on East X Freeway by the mall, by Parkdale Mall, and you can tell that the rain is coming down, but it's a steady light rain. It's a rain that it's been since I came into work late last night around 11:40. It's a steady rain. It has gotten a little bit heavier. I think it's getting a little bit heavier right now, actually. And I know sometime around 2:10 to 2:40 this morning, we were driving around and some of the service roads, the feeder roads, they are beginning to flood right on the side, right on the right lanes. The shoulders are beginning to catch a little bit more water there. I know even around 3 this morning, the rain has still been pretty calm. It's just, but you can definitely tell that it's coming. We were traveling earlier as well along Calder, and we saw some trash cans down. We would like to remind Southeast Texas that we in Jefferson County, we're in that state disaster declaration along with 16 other counties, including Newton and Orange County. So we want to make sure that people monitor the roads and stay safe. And TxDOT earlier, they said just to keep monitoring those roads, and as you can see, we're continuing to head down East X Freeway, and it doesn't look like there's too much traffic on the roads, but we will continue to monitor the roads, and we're going to keep monitoring the rain and the weather, and we're gonna update you guys, and we'll let you guys know more information in the weather tracker. For now, in Beaumont, Dominique Lay, 12 News.
All right, thank you so much, Dominique, for that live view for us. And of course, those low-lying areas, those places that typically pond, the feeder roads, those are the areas that you really need to be aware of if you do have to get out, and hopefully you don't this morning, right?
Yeah, and it's pouring down right now, and of course, there is some power outages around Southeast Texas right now, Beaumont, especially in Port Neches, where we have seen that reports of generators kind of blowing up over there. Now, if you live by the Oak Bluff Cemetery, Port Neches Park, Neches River Wheelhouse, more than likely you have no power, that's West Street, MacArthur, Block, Dallas Street, Grisby Avenue, Port Neches Avenue, Pine Street, all around there. You see it's all red. It is, you guys are without power, which is about over 2,000 people so far.
Yeah, and according to Entergy, they say they aren't going to be able to get out to those areas anytime soon. They said overnight, no shot at that. Of course, they want to do so safely, and they're not sure. They're giving no estimate at this time for when the lights will be back on to you. So just hang tight, and hopefully we all get through this safely, and we'll get the lights back on, or they will get the lights back on for you as quickly as they're able to do so. And hopefully we won't have a lot more of these power outages if the winds don't pick up too much more.
No, not at all. And I should say transmitters, not generators. Transmitters, yes, that reports have been blowing up around Port Neches. Of course, while you were sleeping or maybe trying to sleep, if you have slept at all, Tropical Storm Nicholas upgraded to a Category 1 hurricane, made landfall west of Houston there. Our reporter Brad Borders is live out in Port Arthur, where we've seen the outer edge of the storm start to move in. Brad, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Nick, it's really starting to run in the last couple of minutes. The rain and winds really picking up here in downtown Port Arthur. We're here in the downtown pavilion. You can see behind me the winds are really whipping these trees around here outside. Last couple of minutes, a lot of this rain starting to come in. It's been pretty... as you can tell right now, it's picking up a lot right now. Mayor Thurman Barney said in updates yesterday to the public, he's expecting a 4-foot storm surge at Sabine Pass, and he's saying he's concerned that if there could be some flash flooding issues for anyone who lives there. He's concerned about flash flooding in the Port Arthur area today going into Wednesday, especially as this rain and these winds continue to pick up. A lot of the local public schools have closed as a precaution. Lamar State College has closed as a precaution today. But again, you guys can see this right now. I mean, this is really starting to come in with the rain and the wind here in Port Arthur. We're under the downtown pavilion, has a little bit of cover, but you can see again the trees behind me are really whipping around. The rain is just swirling around downtown Port Arthur. So we're going to continue to monitor this. We're going to head out to the seawall once the sun rises, but right now, before the sun rises, last 30 minutes, the winds have picked up substantially. Mayor Barty also told the public, again, reminding them, if you see flash flooding, don't try to drive through it, turn around, don't drown. The message can't be reiterated enough in storms like this. But you guys can see, I mean, this is like hitting my back really hard. It's really kind of getting a lot more forceful right now. So we're going to continue to monitor the situation in Port Arthur. For now, I'm reporting live in Port Arthur. Back to you all.
Thank you so much, Brad. And of course, turn around, don't drown, and you don't want to get stuck or stalled in those high waters. Also, you never know what's under there. There could be a down power line or something. So just avoid those high water areas. And the American Red Cross also jumping in to help just in case. They say they've already opened up 6 shelters for those affected by the storm, 2 in Southeast Texas, 1 in Orange at the Orange Church of God and 1 in Nederland at First Baptist Church of Nederland. Now the addresses, both there on your screen. The American Red Cross says that it's on standby to open more shelters if they are needed. And you may have heard these whooshing sounds outside your window. A lot of you hearing the rain come down on top of your roofs overnight, maybe waking you up as well. This video sent to us by one of our 12 News crew in the north end of Beaumont. This is outside his house. Of course, if you're going to take video, pictures, we'd love to see it. Just make sure that you do it safely, and you can always upload it to our website, 12newsnow.com, and go to the Near Me tab there on your app on your phone. Send us those pictures, and we'd love to share those with your neighbors.
Your pics and video with 12 News. Just go to the Near Me tab inside the 12 News Now app and click Share with Us.
Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Hey Mitchell, can we test those? Can we test those tweets? The tweets? Thank you. Sorry.
Oh no, I have because I have all the.
Okay. So is this going to be behind me?
Yeah, it should be.
Like, am I on screen at all or no? Well, she had it set up where it was a full screen over my face, so I just